Some critics are of the view that with this managerial government that we have in Canada and much of the Western world, every time a politician promises something extra, more bureaucrats, more money, fewer freedoms. Geoffrey Turner is a lawyer. He joins me right now because you were a progressive conservative candidate. You're interested in politics. Do you agree that the bigger government gets, our freedoms are restricted?
Well, I do think there are problems with the increasing expansion of government in our society, and that is what's happening.
Tell me about that.
And it's in part because Canadians continue to reflexively look to governments for solutions to society's problems, rather than focusing more on private sector solutions where those are possible.
But that's the nature of our politics. You're right. If you look at businesses today, or like, say 100 years ago, they did it themselves. Business people created things. Now, well, you know, if you're Volkswagen, give us $13 billion.
Yeah, or there's an expectation that, say, in a time of inflation, when affordability is a problem, well, how does the government respond? They deliver massive subsidies to people through the grocery rebate.
Or if there's a need for housing, as one candidate says recently, oh, well, we own some land, and we, the government, will build some housing on there, as though bureaucrats know how to put a hammer in.
Another example of this sort of social engineering approach to our society is the current government's reflexive adoption of tax policy, taxes as specific instruments. Look at the underused housing tax, the luxury tax. These are all very targeted tax tools that have very good optics politically, but very poor policy rationale. And all they
so
do,
then are you saying Canadians are suckers for voting for these people who offer the most?
A little bit, and we've come to expect that governments can offer these kinds of solutions, when in fact we might just be better off to have government retreat somewhat from their interventionist role in our society and allow people to keep more of their income with a lower tax burden.
But then you're going to have somebody, if someone came out and said that in an election campaign, there'd be someone else on the other side saying, you're heartless, you're cruel, vote for me, and I will give you more things, and it'll be free of charge.
And I think Canadians are smarter than that. That probably will be the basis on which the next election is fought, because our party is going to put forward a policy of retrenching government's role in our society somewhat, modestly, incrementally, and lowering the tax burden and lowering overall government spending in time.
Well, I'm hearing that more and more people, though, in small towns, in non-urban centers, are saying, you know what, we're getting taxed to death. And you know, things are going up in price all the time.
And we're at a very high level of tax to GDP ratio compared to other OECD countries. And it has been increasing over time, and it's time to just dial that back a little bit.
Geoffrey Turner, that's why you're a good tax lawyer. Thank you very much. 3 minutes. Justin Trudeau is now on the record as saying that social media is destabilizing. And he wants to bring in censorship to determine what can be put on and not on social media. That is wrong. Please support this station. And please add your address so I can write you a letter and thank you for supporting freedom of speech.